Peace and blessings, everybody. It's me, Mike Can, aka Rogue Spiritual, aka Shell, aka Rogue Forever. I mean, listen, I got my hours sleep, feel well rested, and I'm not going back to sleep because I have a lot of shit to take care of. And a lot of. Anyway, getting to the meat of the matter, okay? If it's not these blood niggas that be big and back bullied and so uptight, is these conscious rappers that they're so uptight that they be thinking about their image. Now, you already know my body. I'm already cursing out criminals, dissing criminals as I go after them. You know, it don't even matter what they do, you know, when God take over. So this is seriously to the conscious rappers, okay? Learn to have some fucking fun, bitch. Okay? Because it's like, it's okay to talk about niggas or bitches that you have a crush on the mic or whatever the case is. Y'all take yourselves so fucking seriously. It's always black power this or we the gods that. This is okay, I get it, but bitch, have some fucking fun, bitch. This is why it's KRS-One Shadow, aka me. Like, bitch, it's so fucking real. I got a couple of songs talking about rappers, my hip hop crushes or whatever the case is. I got 2 tracks that I can remember right now talking about my hip hop crushes, okay? Listen, I know who the fuck I am. I know what the fuck I do, and I know what the fuck I represent, bitch. I make music for the lames that excel. As I rap for God's universe, as well as thump. Okay? I do it for God, I do it for myself, I do it for God's universe. Okay? I do it for the lames that excel. Okay? It's like, you know what? It's so fucking real that it's so fucking real that the gangster rappers that y'all like to comment on, whether they lay death or glorify death, is laying more revolutions than you. It's so fucking real. Maybe 2% of these drill artists is even giving back to their community, which is why nobody really laid a finger on them, which is why they're good in the hood. And we already know what a lot of these drill artists give. But I've seen on my timeline that maybe 1 or 2 drill artists is like, okay, you know what? They're playing the game. They know what they was doing, and fuck around. Okay, fine. They started off with low vibrations, but fuck around. They announced it, they lay it, or whatever the case is. They're giving back. They've been giving back to the community. They made money out of glorifying death just to give back to the community. Very few, maybe 1% of these drill artists. Because I've seen it on my timeline. I'm not even sure of his name or even her name. I'm not even sure because, like, it's crazy. But to the rappers, to the rappers that lay death with the trap or the golden age, they out here giving life to the hood as well. They giving life everywhere they go. You got Trey the Truth, straight out of Texas. You know, he over here doing functions, drives, especially for those, especially during back in the COVID and the hurricane, I think, or whatever. He's over here giving back to his hood in the best way he knows how. He made millions. You know, this nigga was doing the most. And fuck around, he giving back to his community. He giving back to Texas. He's contributing food. He's over here helping with this, helping with that, whatever. Like, he literally established himself. And if it's not Trey the Truth, it's definitely my song. Okay? Texas, and then you got New York. It's definitely my song with these marches or whatever the case is, making coming up with these outlets to help these new wave of hood boogers find their way. I mean, the only thing my song needs to do is to bring back youth group, my nigga. You know, because that's what they're missing, youth group or type of some type of after school program where niggas could fuck around and play sports or whatever the case is. That's I'm just waiting for that for my son, honestly, to bring back those extracurricular activities because ever since 2010 it's like it's been way less of them or whatever the case is. That's how real it is. You know? And like I said to you, and these be the gangster rappers that y'all comment on. These be the gangster rappers that y'all be hating or whatever the case is, but they're doing more for the community than you. What you conscious rappers be doing, all y'all do is revolution, 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 but y'all don't even bust that revolution out in the street, bitch. And I understand revolutions was never meant to be televised nor posted. We get that. However, the streets talk too. The streets talk as well. If my song or Trade the Truth did not post that, the streets would have talked about them a long time ago, as they already did. The streets did not talk about Mos Def doing for his community like that. The streets did not talk about KRS-One doing for his community like that. You know what the streets was saying about Mos Def and KRS-One? Even Joyner Lucas? They over here giving us poor folk chicken while they give pissy rich folks brand new cars. Just like what Oprah be doing. And these are the conscious rappers, okay? Like it's so fucking real. I'm like, yo, I used to love conscious rap, or I used to love certain artists within that genre because I figured, hey, conscious rap saved my life. It saved my heart from blackening. However, the more that God tells me, and the more I see, I'm like, damn. But what they really doing? They over here talking about the culture, preserving it, but are they really giving back to the hood? I honestly felt like that villain from The Incredibles and how he became a villain. You know, that white boy ripping the poster of your favorite superhero because you find out that he's a fraud, that you find out that he's full of shit, and become the villain, and became the villain in the process. You know? I felt like that white guy, especially when it came to these conscious rappers, you know. And it's so fucking crazy. Like a lot of these conscious rappers make it sound so good on paper, but they wind up cursing themselves out. I mean, we already got Kanye West who cursed themselves out, but before that, it was Mos Def. And I don't know about Lord Jamar. I haven't really heard Brand Nubian like that, but I bet Brand Nubian, Lord Jamar, they cursed themselves out too. You know? There's nothing wrong with positivity and talking about what's going on in the community, but eventually you have to bust out in the street and give back to the community, or send a rapist to jail, or bring justice in the street, or whatever the case is. It's so, my nigga, it's my song and Trade the Truth that's doing it more than y'all niggas. You know? Fuck out of here. That's how real it is. So, like, I gotta think of something. I don't even know where to start. But if y'all fuck around and hear, if I'm over here telling you that I got songs that have my hip hop crushes talking about autonomy, anatomy, whatever the case is, you know what? Oh fucking well, bitch. I never cared about my image. It's so fucking real. Before I got in the light, my nigga, I was cutting up in the streets way more. I was cutting up in the streets for real. I was already plotting, like, before I moved to, I was already plotting that I was gonna start trapping. I was already plotting. I was already gonna get back into the pitching game. A lot of that said. A lot of times I said no to that. The only game that I'm in is the tobacco game. That's it. That's the only game that I'm in. It's so my nigga. That's it. After that, I do DoorDash or whatever the case is. Talk about, picking up a nigga, got a trick or whatever. All that, bitch. Fuck out of here. So, if anybody is it's like, it's not what's said, it's how it's said. Okay? You got KRS-One and then you got KRS-One Shadow. I'm literally the only one who snatched the whole KRS-One method and turned it towards mental. To the point where I'm talking about autonomy or anatomy and shit like that, and hip hop crushes, and it's fresh or whatever the case is. If KRS-One, even back then, if KRS-One was to say the same shit that I'm be saying on his hip hop records, niggas will look at him as if he need therapy because he always sounded extinguished. He always sounded older. Nigga, I'm mature too, but bitch, I got a whole lot of fire in me. If a nigga was to talk about booty calls or whatever, hitting skins and all that, he would sound like he need therapy. Niggas would be like, yo, shut the fuck up and have some kids already, my nigga. What the fuck you doing talking about shit like that? That's not, like, they not gonna say that about me. They not gonna say that about me. Okay? So, listen. I calmed all the way the fuck down. Okay? Since 2020, I calmed all the way the fuck down. Okay? I'm just chilling, doing a DoorDash, this and this and that. I calmed all the way the fuck down. My nigga, I went through a somatic experience without seeking a shaman. And when I was dealing with a shaman, it was for a different reason that I thought it was, but it was definitely for a different reason. God help me. It's so fucking real. I stopped drinking heavy every weekend, my nigga. I stopped with the weed. I stopped with the coke. I stopped with narcotics. I stopped with all of that. Because God told, it's so fucking real. I did it before God told me to. Because eventually God was going to tell me, Mike, you need to get your act together. We need you to be sober and alert. So you can bust out on a mic or whatever the case is properly. We need you to be sober, alert, healed. You know how many times I wanted to get on the mic when I was a fucking teenager? Or even even my late teens? God said, it's not your time yet. I was meant to heal. Thank you.